Hey there drone fans, Rick here again from Drone Valley. In today's clip, I'd like to show you a few accessories that work really well with the brand new DJI Mini 2. Now ever since the Mini 2 was announced, we have gotten a ton of questions from viewers asking about accessories for the new drone, as well as asking if some of the accessories from the original Mavic Mini will work on the new Mini 2. Now the short answer to that second question is, unfortunately, because the design specifications of the new drone are slightly different than the original Mavic Mini, a lot of the accessories for the original Mavic Mini won't work with the Mini 2. And I'm putting together a clip to explain what accessories work on both drones, so stay tuned to the channel for that. But think about it, everything in the Mini 2 is different. It's a different controller. Even though the drones look similar, they're slightly different in their build characteristics. The charging hub is different, the batteries are different, so you'd expect that a lot of the accessories wouldn't transfer to the new drone. But these accessories I'm going to review today are ones that work perfectly well with the brand new Mini 2, and because we've had the drone for the last couple of weeks, we've been out testing like crazy, and I can tell you there are a ton of accessories coming for this drone, so we're going to continue to test, and I'll post clips where I explain exactly what accessories we find value in, and ones that we're actually using out in the field. All these accessories today are ones that are in my kit when I leave the house. They've been thoroughly tested by us, and I've actually done pretty involved reviews on a lot of these accessories, and I'll put links up top if you want to get some of those in-depth reviews. But for today, I thought there are so many accessories out there, it's impossible for me to put a clip together to review everything in one clip because I'll be here for 2 days. So I thought, let me break it into 3 sections. Today's clip's going to be an accessories for the controller. The next clip will talk about accessories for the drone specifically. And the third clip will be sort of accessories in general that should be in your kit for any drone you're flying. But today we're going to focus on the controller. Now, the good news is the controller, the actual size of it, the technology behind it, is almost exactly the same as the controller that came with the Mavic Air 2. So a lot of these accessories I'm going to talk about today, I've done in-depth reviews on the channel. So again, I'll put links up when I'm going through them so you can go to those reviews and really get a lot more detail about it. But again, I've tested all these, and quite frankly, all of these are in my kit when I leave for the day because they really help me fly a little bit safer or have a little bit more fun when I'm out there flying. So the first question we always get whenever a controller comes out is, how do I add a tablet to it? Because even though you can fly the drone with a phone, a lot of people want a larger screen, and one of the most popular tablets out there on the market today is like the iPad Mini 4 or Mini 5. Just seems to be the tablet a lot of people use. So we were on the hunt for a long time when the Mavic Air 2 came out for a tablet extender. Now we sell tablet adapters, which are these big, things that kind of clip in there and they can hold gigantic tablets, 10, 12-inch tablets. But you'll find if you fly for any length of time that initially a large tablet like that seems really seductive. You're thinking, oh man, I'll have this big screen, it'll be great, until you get out in the field and realize it's top heavy, the sun hits it, you can't really see it, even if you crank the brightness all the way up. So over time, what I found most pilots do is start with a 12-inch or a 10-inch tablet and then get down to a smaller tablet like the iPad Mini 4 or the Mini 5. So my first hunt was to find a tablet extender that was really easy to use and small, that would clip on the controller and allow me to put an iPad Mini style tablet on it. And that's exactly what I have here. So this will hold tablets that are about the size of an iPad Mini, and it extends the top reach of this holder by just a couple of centimeters, large enough to actually hold that tablet. And it's really simple to use. And again, I've got a link up here where you can go to the overall review of this where I show you how to use it. But essentially on the bottom, you've got a little twist here. It's all aluminum too, by the way, a nice rubber on the inside to protect your tablets. But the bottom's got a little twist. You lay that down between the 2 bars on the controller and you spin it closed, and that locks it into place. There's rubber on the back of it, and that's not going anywhere. And because you've got that extension now, you can actually take like an iPad, here's an iPad Mini 4, let me get that on there. You just lay it in the top like that, slide it down, and you're good to go. And that gives you your tablet extension without a whole lot of hassle. Now, there are a lot of these in the market. We tested that were plastic. I always worry about fatigue with plastic. They were gigantic. They took a lot of room in the case. And honestly, I'm not going to put a bigger tablet on here unless I'm using a tablet holder. And I've got tablet holders on the site to check that if you want. But for this is perfect because it holds the tablet. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to shake out. And when I'm done for the end of the day, I can just basically twist this, pop it off, put it in my case, close up, and I'm done. It takes up no room whatsoever. So that's a tablet extender. And again, it'll hold tablets about that width. A little wider, but not much wider than that. And the specifications are down below if you want to check it out. But that to me is like the perfect holder for this particular tablet, the size of an iPad. The next question we had was about lanyard kits, because if you're holding this out in the field and you're flying and you have to adjust the camera or reach down to do something, you don't want to put this thing down on the ground because you're going to get dirt and debris up in the back of it. It'll get all gunked up. You definitely don't want to get dirt in that USB-C connector in the bottom. So people wondered about a lanyard kit. Now there's a lot of lanyard kits on the market. The one I like a lot comes with a lanyard, and you can use any lanyard with it, so it's got a little eyelet in the bottom. But to use this, you basically slide it in the front of the controller right here, and that holds it. And that's all there is to it. And you can put this around your neck. Then you can drop this when you're out flying. You can do what you have to do, pick it back up and start flying again. The good news is all of these components work together. So if you're using the extender, the tablet extender on there, it can stay on there. It's not going to interfere with that. I'm going to talk about the sun hood next, but none of these interfere with each other. And I like this one a lot because you can use the lanyard that comes with it, or you can snap this off and pop your own lanyard on there if you've got a favorite lanyard. But it's really easy to use. The only downside to this, and this is with all of them, you can't leave it on there when you pack it away. So you can't actually close this because it fits in that slot in the front. So you do have to pop it off, but here's how long it takes to pop it off. That's it. And it's in your kit and you're good to go. So I typically put this on when I'm going out to fly for the day. And then I've got the lanyard on me. When I get out in the field, all I have to do is slide this on the remote controller and I'm good to go. Okay, this next one is the sun hood for your controller. And a simple accessory like this can make a huge difference when you're out flying because it's a bit of a catch-22 situation. The best days to fly your quads are really bright and sunny days because you can capture some amazing footage with great detail with that sun illuminating the scene that you're actually flying over. The challenge is that same sun is beating down on the display that you're actually using to fly your quad, and it's creating glare and it's washing out the screen, and it makes it really difficult to see what you're doing. Now, even with the newer phones that you can crank up to 1,000 nits or better in brightness, they still get washed out a little bit in that sunshine. So a sun hood really helps you because what it does is sort of act like, I guess like a baseball cap where it creates this bit of shadow over the screen, and that'll bring out the details and let you see exactly what's going on with your quad when you're flying. So they're really, really helpful on sunny days. Now, of course, you could go hunker under a tree or a bush and find a little bit of shade to fly, but I like these because I can go out and fly where I need to fly and still have the shade I need to be able to provide that perfect image. Now, there are a ton of these sunshades on the market. I have to tell you, I think we've tested 20 or 25 at this point. A lot of them are bigger. A lot of them are more complicated. Some of them are way more expensive. The reason I settled on this one is because it's got a lot of the features I care about. I want it to be easy to use. I want it to fold up nice and small and compact. I want it to be relatively inexpensive, durable, all the things I care about. And this one was designed specifically for this style of controller, so it fits both the Mavic Air 2 and the new Mini 2. And I've got a link here where I do an in-depth review of this if you want more details on it. But some of the reasons we liked it, start it with the interior. So the interior of this has got this felt material that's nice and soft. And the reason I like that is it's non-reflective. A lot of the ones we tested had shiny plastic on the outside, which is okay, but they had shiny plastic on the inside as well. And the challenge there is the sun's going to get in and it's going to ricochet off all those shiny surfaces and create a ton of glare inside. So this non-reflective surface tends to knock down that glare a little bit and make it a little bit easier to use. The outside of it is like a very durable material that's, resistant to weather and things like that. So if you drop it on the ground, and I've done that a bunch of times, you can wipe it off with a rag, you'll be fine. I actually dropped it in a lake one time. We had to fish it out and I cleaned it off. So I've been using this for a couple of months. The other thing I like about it is, again, it's custom fit for this controller. And look how quick that's set up. It's done, right? A lot of these, you've got all kinds of Velcro straps and things you got to click in and their brackets and stuff. With this one, these top two flaps are magnetic and they attach quickly to this top hood just like that, and it keeps its shape, so it's really easy to use. And when you're done at the end of the day, you basically just fold those flaps in, fold this down, slide it back in your pack, and you're ready to go. So let me show you how it works. First thing you'll do is extend the phone holder at the top, and then you'll open this up flat. So fold it all the way out like that. This top flap, you'll pull that up just like that and lay it into the phone holder, just like that, just like you would normally with your phone. Now I've got an iPhone here. I'll lay that in on top of it. Just push up gently like that and lay these two on top and bring that hood down. And that's all there is to it. And what I've got now is this perfect sun hood inside there that gives me a lot of shade from the sides, from the top, and from this side. So I can always find a position holding this a certain way to be able to take care of anything I need to do as far as, making sure I'm blocking that sun. Now the cool thing is, you can also use it with an iPad mini. Now it's a little bit tighter with an iPad mini, but it does work. There are also flaps on the side where you can take the controller cable, slide it through and connect it up to your device. This flap up top will accommodate this. It'll even work with the tablet extender I talked about a minute ago, and it'll even work with a lot of the tablet holders that are out there. Now, it won't work real well for a larger tablet, but when I fly the Mini 2, I'm using most of the times my iPhone, which is a pretty good size screen, or the iPad Mini 4 or the iPad Mini 5, and it works great for all of those. Now to put it away, again, you just reverse the process, take your device out, take this out, and as I mentioned, you'll fold these two flaps down, close it up, and you're ready to go. So that's pretty much the sun hood. Now I'll show you all these together because I mentioned at the top of the clip, everything I'm showing you today works together in conjunction with other accessories. You can use that with the extender, you can use it with the Lanyard Kit, you can use it with the Yagi Udo, which I'm going to talk about next, and you can use it with an iPad mini, so it's pretty good. All right, so the next one I want to talk about are range extenders. Now, I'm not a fan of flying beyond visual line of sight. I say that in every clip I put out. We have a rule in the United States where you've got to keep an eye on your quad. You shouldn't fly it further than you can see it. You can't actually, you'd be violating the regulations. But what range extenders do, in addition to increasing your signal, they should be called signal increasers, but anyway, or signal extenders. But what they do is they improve the signal quality heading downfield. And the challenge has been, in older controllers, you had two antennas next to each other, and I always recommended the parabolic range extenders behind it, which basically took all the wasted signal coming back at you and threw it downfield. You can't use those here because what they've done, very clever, is they've actually mounted the antennas here, which now points them in the direction you're flying with the quad. The challenge is you can't snap a parabolic on here behind it to throw that signal downfield. So we've moved over to these Yagi-Uda designs, and I've got a clip, here's a link to it, where I go through great detail explaining the technology behind these. They've been around for a long time. They're incredibly effective. And essentially what they're doing is there's a reflector bar in the back. Then any signal heading back this direction hits the reflector bar, is bounced this direction. In addition to just being bounced that direction, each of these bars in the front drag that signal forward and shape that signal. So what this is going to do for you is it's going to take all the wasted signal coming back towards you, throw it downfield, and then more importantly, focus it downfield to give you greater range. So what it does essentially is increase your signal strength to your quad. Now you may be thinking, Rick, if I'm not going to fly beyond visual line of sight, why do I need to increase my signal strength? Well, because there's obstructions between you and the quad a lot of times. You may be flying near trees and there are leaves, and no, you're keeping your eye on the quad, but you've got stuff between you and the quad. Or there's a lot of Wi-Fi interference in the area, and people don't realize that Wi-Fi isn't just Wi-Fi like routers and those type of things. Bluetooth is in that band, microwave ovens are in that band, cell towers are in that band, so there's a lot of noise in that band. This will help you increase that communication link between your controller and your quad just simply by snapping it on the back. So to use this, you pop it on the back like that. These two antennae are heading downfield towards your quad, and you can actually control your quad a lot different. Now, for me, we've done a ton of testing on this, and again, I put the link up a second ago. It's up there again, but that link will take you to a testing that we did on this product, and we found that with the parabolics, we got about a 50% increase in the signal strength downfield. So those parabolics, I don't want to say doubled it, but they increased it in most cases about 50%. These took it up even a little bit higher to about 60 or 70% increase in signal strength. The only downside to these is that they tend to have a narrow focus downfield, whereas the parabolics are about 120, 140 degrees, so you can sort of point it in the direction of the quad. With these, you kind of have to keep an eye on where your quad is. Not that when you turn it sideways, you're going to lose it completely, but just kind of keep an eye where your quad is. And if you're playing by the rules, you've got the quad in sight anyway, just keep it sort of towards your quad. But they work great. I've used these a lot. I've used these on my quads ever since the Mavic Air 2 came out. We've tested a bunch of these, and there are some that sort of snap on individually, but then they're easy to break. They pop off. Maybe the alignment's not perfect. What I like about these is it's form fit to fit this controller directly, and it just works really well with it. So those are the Yagi-Uda extenders. In addition to that, I want to talk a little bit about these joysticks. Now, if you bought the Fly More combo with this, you got a spare set of joysticks. If you lose those, I've got extra joysticks. The only thing we did different with the joystick design is I'm not a fan of the rubber. I know a lot of guys like to pinch. I'm a thumb guy. I'm on the top with the thumbs. I know there's a debate out there about do I pinch? Is it more accurate? I know the FPV guys like to pinch. I'm not a pincher. I'm a thumb guy. These don't have the rubber around the outside because I don't really need the rubber, but they've increased the teeth on the top of this a little bit, so I've got a little better feel for it. But essentially, these are replacements for the ones you've got on there. So if you drop them in the grass, and you will, you can order them from DJI and get the exact ones that came with the quad. But if you want to, get a set that works just as well and has a little deeper rivets on the top for your thumbs, we offer those as well, and they're not terribly expensive. I would recommend, if you're looking at accessories, pick up a set of those, throw them in your bag, forget you bought them, because I guarantee you're going to be out in a field someplace, putting your little thumb screws away, or these thumb joysticks away, and you're going to drop them in tall grass, and you're going to spend an hour trying to find them. So, and I've done that myself. I talk from experience. All right, so that's that. Next, I want to talk about I talked about the Lanyard Kit. Oh, cables. I want to talk about cables. If you're using this, the cables that come with it are plenty long. Oh, and the cool thing is, if you're using this tablet extender with an iPad mini, this cable will work fine. So you don't need to extend this cable. But if you're going to use some kind of tablet holder above it with a larger tablet, this cable's way too short to make that connection. So we've come out with custom cables that are 30 centimeters, and I have all three flavors available. The one end that plugs in here is a USB-C. That's this end. The other end can be any one of three flavors. It could be a micro USB for the older Android devices, a USB-C for the newer Android devices, or a lightning connection like this. We have all three flavors of cables. All you do basically is disconnect the cable that's in there. You can plug this cable in, and it extends it for 30 centimeters. So it gives you plenty of extra length over what you've had before. I actually keep this on my quad all the time, even when I'm using smaller tablets, because it allows me to a little more flexibility with that. So those are the cables. Now, as far as charging goes, we're still testing a lot of chargers. We had a 6-in-1 home charger and a 3-in-1 car charger for the original Mavic Mini. We're still testing to see if those work with the Mini 2. I'm not sure they will because we've got different batteries with this and a different hub with this. So I'll have a clip on that very soon. But in the meantime, if you need cables for this, we've got those as well. It comes with a really nice charging cable, but if you need a longer charging cable, a little more durable, this is a USB-C on this end, USB-A on that end. You can use this with any charger you've got. It's a little bit more durable than the one that came with it. It's also got a really nice cloth exterior that makes it durable and not going to kink up on you. It's nice and smooth, and you can use that to charge your controller. You can also use it to charge your battery bank. We have a version of that that's USB-C on both ends, so if you've got some of the newer chargers, some of the quick chargers that have the USB-C connection on it, it's the same cable, USB-C on this end, USB-C on that end, and you can charge it up. And again, these are not terribly expensive accessories. In addition to that, we also make a custom cable that we designed called the Hydra cable, which is a USB-A on this end and 3 USB-Cs on this end, which means you can plug it into your controller, you can plug it into your battery bank, and you can even plug it into your phone if you have a phone that takes a USB-C. And then when you plug this into a charger like this, it'll actually charge through one USB-A connection all these devices at the same time. Now, if you don't have a USB-C connection on your phone, this comes with a couple of adapters, one that'll fit your Apple product and one that'll fit your micro USB product. So I'll put the Apple one on there. So if I need to charge my Apple devices, like say, for example, my iPad mini, I plug that in, boom, it starts charging. So what this cable allows you to do pretty quickly is use one charger and charge 3 devices. Now, the only downside to this, and this is something we can control because it's not a function of the quick charging abilities, these will quick charge, but you have to use a single cable to do that. So either of these 2 cables connected to a quick charging charger will fast charge your controller or fast charge your battery bank. The only challenge with the Hydra cable is that it can't negotiate a quick charge through more than one device. So if you're using the Hydra cable, it'll charge at a full 2.5 amps or depending on whatever charger you've got, but it charges them at the same time, which is really beneficial. So for me, when I'm going to bed at night or in the morning, I may put these on there, let them charge, check them before I go to bed and take them off it, but it allows me to charge everything at one time, which is pretty cool. So that's the Hydra cable. We also offer a car charger, which is a Drone Valley product as well. We've come out with this a while ago, and I've got a clip link up here where you can check that out as well, where I go into detail about it. But I was frustrated that a lot of the car chargers out there didn't really do a good job with quick charging, both PD and quick charging, and you found that car chargers had like one port on them that was either USB-A or USB-C. You couldn't charge both at the same time, quick charge. So we designed this car charger ourselves. It's a Drone Valley product, and essentially what you get with this, I plugged in a power supply on the floor. I'm simulating the outlet in your car. When you plug that in, the light will come on, letting you know you've got a good connection, and you can use both of these ports at the same time. So for example, if you're charging your controller in the car, let's just say you're going to use the USB-A to charge that. Let me give you a cable real quick. So here's the USB-A cable. I can plug that into the charger, and what'll happen is the minute I plug it in, it's going to negotiate with this unit and realize it's a quick charging device. So it's going to start off slow charging and then immediately realize I can quick charge it, and it's going to move to a quick charging profile, which is pretty cool. In addition to that, you have the USB-C connection on there that you can use for other devices. So if you want to buy a USB-C to USB-C cable, or you happen to have one of those, you can plug that second one in and you can charge your battery bank at the same time. So it allows you to charge your controller quickly and charge the battery bank quickly. See how that picked up? See how it's charging quickly? So this charger will handle quick charging from both ports simultaneously in your car. Right now, that's the best solution I've got if you're traveling. The cool thing about that as well is that you can use it to charge all your other devices. So if you've got a standard cable for your iPhone or another Android cable phone that you want to plug in, you can do that. And both of these ports on here are active at the same time. The other cool thing is you'll notice the lights, when I first plugged it in, were sort of at this level. The minute it adjusts to a high current charge or a QC charge, the light comes on brighter, so you know you're actually in quick charging mode. All right, so I think that was the last thing I wanted to talk about. Yep, I think that's it for today. So I'm telling you, we're going through a ton of testing on a lot of other accessories. I know this clip is a little longer than I normally do, but I wanted to give you a good view of all the things we're working on, all the things we're using out in the field. Now again, I'm not saying run out and buy all these accessories, but I want to make sure you guys understand exactly what's available for the product and what I'm using out in the field on a regular basis. All of these things I have here on the table in front of you are accessories that are in my kit every day, because if I'm out in the field and I want to use my iPad mini, I use this. The Lanyard Kit's on there all the time because it's an expensive controller. I drop this thing on concrete once, it's going to crack and I'm going to be in big trouble. So I like that, it's on there all the time. I never leave without the Yagi Uda extenders, because even though I'm not flying really that far away, I'm keeping it in visual line of sight. I love that rock solid connection. OcuSync is great, but if there is interference in the area, OcuSync can get a little bit squirrely as well. So I like that a lot. And I talked about the sun hood for your controller, which is something that it will change the game for you, because normally I got to go out and find a tree to hide under and actually fly. That I can take out and fly pretty much anywhere I want. Now, all of these accessories are available on our website, as I say every time. There are links below where you can go check them out. If you want to support the channel, hit those links and buy these. We've got them in stock. I can ship them the same day you order them. We can get them to you quicker than Amazon. We also have them listed on Amazon. If you're an Amazon fan and want to go there and buy them, you can do that as well. And again, I'm not here to sell you accessories, but I do offer them, right? We find something we like, we bring it in, we test it like crazy, and then if I like it and other people are going to buy it, I'll put it up on the website. And that's exactly what we did with these. So hopefully you found this clip helpful. I promise you I've got a clip coming talking about accessories for the Mini 2, as well as accessories in general, like landing mats and other things that you should have pretty much any quad you're flying. So stay tuned for those. And I have about a half a dozen Mavic Mini clips that are in process right now. I'm sorry, Mini 2 clips that are in process right now that I'll be posting over the next couple of days. So if you're interested in that quad, or you just bought that quad and you want to find out more about it, come back to the channel and check those clips out. And if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button down there, because we have so many clips coming that you're not going to want to miss. Anyway, that's it for today. Thanks an awful lot for watching, and until next time, happy flying.